Hello and welcome to the session. Let's continue our discussion for handling remaining types of files. So let's start with the PDF file. PDF file, it's a very commonly known format and we can read the file or we can read specific area of a file. Now specific page we can read, we have to specify certain coordinates and all. So I'm using iText PDF library. This is the vendor I'm using. There are other vendors also which you can try on your own. So let us see. Now this iText PDF jar file is available at this Maven repository location. So you can go ahead there and download the latest stable jar file there. Now here what I'm doing is basically I have these 4 different types of files. So if you see in this folder, I have this, it's a medical diagnostic. Now here what I'm doing is I'm basically reading this particular content mutation. Okay, in the second type of file, I'm reading an invoice content. So this is an invoice. So I can read this particular invoice, this particular table. Now third is some school calendar. So here I want to read, let's say this calendar event and what is happening. So I'm just taking different examples so that multiple things are possible using this iText PDF and some exam report. So this is some random exam report. So I'm reading the student profile here up to this one and so on. Okay, so let us see for different methods what are the things which are possible. So one thing which is important is we have to specify the coordinates from which location to which location and for which page number we want to read the PDF content. So page number starts with 1 in iText PDF libraries, and we have to specify this lower left XY, upper right XY. So how it happens is basically, let's say this is a PDF file. So what we need to do, I'm just showing a screenshot here. So we need to specify this lower left and upper right. So basically we have to specify a uh, table coordinates from lower left down to upper right up. Okay, so this is what we need to specify in the iText PDF. So let us see how it happens. So I want to read this diagnostic file. So I am just specifying the content here. We will see what this method does to read a particular PDF file. So let us run this and just confirm that it is correct. So diagnostic report is this mutation and all. So if you see the first file, yeah, this mutation and all, this section details I have provided. So that section details are read and printed on the screen. Okay, this is what it is. Now, similarly, I can run it for one more section, which is the invoice PDF. This is the invoice PDF. So I think I'm reading from this invoice number up to this last. So let's just run it once. Right, so invoice number and up to the speech and the bill also. So this, it has read the proper content. It has read the proper content starting from invoice number. So what is the thing here is we need to specify the coordinates from of lower left XY and upper right XY. Okay, and of course the page number. Now let us see what is happening inside this method. So this is again a custom method here, read specific region text. Now there is enough documentation here. What is the input and output for this particular method? So let us see what is happening. So here I am using a PDF reader class object, and I need to specify for a particular rectangle. Then I'll get a rectangle object here, and that I will have to pass in the region filter. Now these are the steps we need to follow if you are using iText PDF, and the main thing here is the text extractor strategy. So this particular class object needs this render filter. If you see here, render filter, and what it needs is an object of new location text extraction strategy object. So this will basically will be the text extraction strategy, and that will be passed to this static method PDF text extractor get text from this page. So you need to pass the reader. This is the reader, then the page number which you got from the user, when the method is called, and the text extraction strategy, and that's enough to get to read the text. Okay, this is a very simple method, and of course I have done additional try catch example. So if your file is not found, or some kind of an exception, that you can catch. So this is again one way of reading PDF file content, and which is very optimized, just 4 or 5 lines of code. Yeah, you can use it and solve your purpose. So where do we need to read a PDF file? So let's say we want to um, take some input from PDF file for some data processing needs, or for any particular specific requirement, then we can do the PDF file reading. Same thing here for school calendar, same thing here for exam report. So let's just run it as an example and see what is happening. So first I think it's reading the school calendar. Okay, so if you see the school calendar, this is the school calendar, Florida school calendar, day, event, and all. So it has read that table from this is the table which has been read all the way up to Tuesday, Thursday, May 28 to 30. May 28, 30. So all the way, all the page it has read. Now second thing is about exam report. So student profile, as I said, student profile attendance. This is what it has reading. Student profile and up to the attendance. Yeah, up to the attendance. So you can read a lot of content on in this PDF file. Okay, so this is all about PDF file reading, and very so I have never seen any requirement for writing into a PDF, so we will not see that one. Now zip file. So for some reason, for some specific requirement into your project, we might need to unzip a zip file, or zip a folder which contains subfolders or other files also. So this is explained here. So I have this folder here for zip file. So in this test3 folder, if you see, there are some PDF file and subfolders. Inside that folder also there are some files and all. So what I will do is, using this program, I will zip this particular folder which has internal subfolders and some files. So once the zip is completed, then I will get a file called as test3.zip. And once I have that zip file, I will unzip it here in the unzip here folder. So now, as of now, this is blank. So once the zip file will be unzipped, the content will be available here. Now let us see what is happening. So I have this custom method, compress and uncompress. So basically zip and unzip. Okay, this is the path I am providing. Now let us see uncompress. Let us see this compress one first. So this is the one which will compress. So what is happening here is, I have to create output stream object, and yeah, there's a class called as a zip output stream. So from where this is coming, okay, so I have this util java.util readymade package, wherein I have a lot of readymade classes. So I need not to import any external content for this external jar file. So this is readymade available here. So zip output stream, right, and my folder to add. So I need to first accumulate all the folders to, so that I know what all things to be zipped, and that's how it will be continued. So my folder zip is here, my folder to zip. Here I'm just um, recursively adding a list of folders and all into one common folder. Okay, so this is, if you see, this is a recursive operation, if else, and I'm calling the my zip folder again and again here. Okay, so my folder zip, once that is available into the zip stream. So zip stream, I'm just appending the folder names and the paths and all to the zip stream, and that's it. So it will basically zip the folder structure recursively. Yeah, this is what, so it's basically a recursive operation. Right, now what about this is about zipping a folder having internal files, and this is all about unzipping or uncompress. So let us see what is uncompress. So in the uncompress, I have this zip file class object, and what I'm doing here is I'm basically making a folder uh, at whatever location. Let's say I'm passing this path here. So from in that folder, I can unzip whatever I want. Okay. So these are some additional things I need to do: enumeration, and I will use a while loop. So I will basically check for has any more elements. I will recursively scan for every file available in the zip file, every folder available in the zip file, and process it. So then again, I have a zip entry section here. So for every zip entry, I will get the name, and basically this one I will yeah, if it is not a directory, I will write the content whatever I got in from the buffered input stream into a file. Okay, I'm writing a file here. If you see file output stream, buffered output stream, and write. So I'm writing individual file in a particular individual content from the zip file into a fresh unzipped file, right? And I'm just doing a flush here. So this all is happening in the while loop so that it is recursive operation, right? So you can see this code, and if you want, you can update or modify as per your requirement. So for now, let's run it and see what is happening. Okay, so remember, there is no this folder is empty and there is no zip file here. So once I execute this, what will happen is I will first zip something and then I will unzip something. Okay, so yes, it is done. So let us see. So now it has zipped it. If you open this zip file, it will anyway show you the content what is there in the original folder. And now if you see here, it has unzipped that here. And if you see and go and see the original content, so this is exactly same as this test3 folder. Okay, so that way it is zipping and unzipping. Yeah, zip file, zip and unzip. Okay, so let's continue the discussion for subsequent file types in the next session. Thank you.